Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for having me out to address this group. My name is Leon Angelichio, and I'm running for state representative in the 53rd District, the district that Bob Gottschall has sat in for 36 years. So we have an opportunity to have Democratic representation in the 53rd for the first time in a long time. A little bit about myself. I am 48 years old. I am in my second term as a Lansdale Borough Councilman. I am married. I have two children. One a decorated combat veteran who fought in the global war on terror, and one soon-to-be college student who will be pursuing her goal for a bachelor's degree in nursing. I began this quest for this seat over 2 years ago. When I was asked to run 2 years ago, we had an open hole that nobody wanted to fill. We had a void. Nobody wanted to run against Bob Gottschall. So I took it to task and did as best I could and learned a lot about running for this seat. And I learned a lot about the people of the 53rd, how similar we all are, the goals that we have, the dreams that we have. Very simply, I put a platform together that has been steadfast over the past 2 years. Responsible, sustainable budgeting. Not robbing piggy banks to pay daily expenses. Properly funding. And people ask oftentimes, how do you do that? It's very simple. You have to be willing to stand up and do what's right and not be worried about the repercussions of that. Tax the gas drillers. We're the only state that doesn't. It's an untapped resource for funding. Close the Delaware loopholes. You do business in Pennsylvania, you sell a product in Pennsylvania, you are going to pay taxes on your profits. Not right now. If you're registered somewhere else, you don't. It's a little difficult to grasp that you can go across the border in Delaware, get an office with a P.O. box, get your LLC there, and get a little bit of tax-free revenue in Pennsylvania. Doesn't seem fair. We all pay our taxes. When I chose to incorporate my business, I incorporated right here in Pennsylvania. I am a true small business owner, a real local businessman. I kind of threw caution to the wind a few years ago, walked away from a job that was very well paid, and decided I was going to do it myself. I felt I could do a better job. I felt that I had the skills to represent people. It would be easy. Nothing could be further from the truth. The struggle was ridiculous. Being a small businessman is difficult. You beg for help. You hope the government recognizes your plight. And they do. But you're still a businessman. You still made a choice. You're a better person for it. You've achieved some goals. But there's a lot of things that you can do better. Employ people, help people, solve problems. Sounds a little like being a representative, doesn't it? It's pretty simple. Find a problem, fix it. It's not overly difficult. Education. I'm a tradesman, so I liken everything to building. It's a foundation. To build something strong, you start at a foundation. You don't build from the top down, you build from the ground up. The stronger your foundation, the stronger your structure. Properly funding. Everything comes back to funding. Putting money where it's needed. Making sure the people that devote their lives to educating our children have an opportunity to do it the right way. Have what's necessary to complete that job. But also gives them security. That they're going to be able to retire with financial security and with dignity. Not have to go out, if they don't choose to, and supplement an income like so many do. They've devoted their lives to our most precious resource. They deserve to have some security in their retirement. Our environment, it's a resource. Protect it. Work against the fallacy that is clean coal. It doesn't exist. People think you can take coal, wash it off. It's nice and clean. It doesn't work that way. It's a very dirty, dirty, dirty resource. But there's a lobby for that. And there's a reason we still use it. It's not a good reason. It's because politicians are beholden to special interest. Don't take money from the fossil fuel industry. Don't take money from the pharmaceutical industry. Be yourself. Do what's right. What's right and what's popular most times don't often cross paths. You got to be willing to do that, to not be popular. Stand up, lead, don't follow. Be a voice for the people of Pennsylvania. Excuse me. I talk about education. Both of my children were educated in the public school system. Fantastic educations. North Penn School District is a wonderful district. There's been some fantastic teachers my kids have had. Personally, I wasn't educated in the public school system. I was educated in private schools. My parents made a choice too many years ago to put me into a private school. I think it gives me a little bit of different perspective of private versus public. I was immersed in a private school. My kids are in public schools. Do I see a difference? I see a huge difference. My school is geared more academically. My kids, there is a wealth of opportunity for my kids, which is why in education, I as a tradesman really am a proponent for better funding for trade schools, for tech school education. I'm proud of my job. I love what I do. Make no mistake, I did attend college. I went to Temple University. I had 2 years into a civil engineering program, and my wife and I started a family. So, not quite enough hours in the day. So I took what I had learned. I talked to my father, who was a commercial refrigeration guy, and he said, don't do what I do something better. So what did I do? I did exactly what he did. Got into commercial refrigeration. Worked my way into residential. It's a satisfying career. The reason I say that is because there's a lot of kids going to college. I'm proud of my daughter for wanting to go. I hope she succeeds in all of her dreams. But we've got a society that is in desperate need of people to take care of what we have. Heat, cooling cars, build homes. Where are these tradesmen and tradeswomen going to come from? If we're not funding the schools, we're not giving opportunities that these kids should have. Long and short of it is, it's a very basic platform, but it's one I've stood fast behind. Haven't changed my direction, and I'll continue to stand behind. Because that's what the people of the 53rd want. It's what the people of 53rd demand from me. I will be your representative, not your leader, not someone you look to lead, but someone you look to be your voice. And the bell has rung. Any questions? Can I take a question?
There's one in the back. Joe? There's one in the back, I think.
We have time for a question?
Yeah,
there was one right.
Can I?
In outlining your platform, you did not mention how you would feel about the legal right of a citizen to walk around your community, your district, with a weapon, nor did you mention anything about women's reproductive rights. Could you please address those two issues?
Sure. Pennsylvania is an open carry state. How do I feel about it? I think it's a little ridiculous, myself. I'm a responsible gun owner, make no mistake. I do own firearms, all legally acquired. No assault weapons. I don't see a necessity for them. I know far too much about weapons to believe the rhetoric that an AR-15 is suitable for personal defense. That's a ridiculous argument. Anybody that knows anything about guns knows that there's nothing further from the truth. Reproductive rights. 12 years of Catholic schools. So most people might assume that I was pro-life. I'm not. I'm pro-choice. Proudly pro-choice. But please understand something. That doesn't mean I'm pro-abortion. What that means is I have no right to dictate what you decide and what decision you decide to make. I know I'm short on time, and I'll tell you why I feel that way. 25 years ago, my sister-in-law was 15 years old, had an astrocytoma, brain tumor. She was going to die. And she was going through treatment, and there was a possibility a bone marrow transplant with her treatment might have been able to save her life. Go back to that time, my wife is 5 months pregnant. Her only sibling, who's the perfect donor, a sibling. However, the child won't survive that procedure. You'll have to abort. What I knew was it would have been safe, it would have been legal, under a doctor's care, with people helping us make that decision. I am thankful every day, and you may find this to be strange, we didn't have to make that decision. The treatment would not save her life. She died at 15. But I have a 25-year-old son. But I knew my wife would have been safe. Because progressives and Democrats truly believe that while that is not a choice to be made in a blasé fashion, it is still your right to make that choice.